Alrighty, welcome everyone. For those of you just tuning in, welcome. Tonight we got a bit of an interesting matchup for you guys. We got Desolate 2.0, formerly Recon 5 Red, who are going to be taking up the blue side for game 1. And we got Vortex on the red side of this game, who are coming into this series off the back of 2 straight series victories. So we'll see if Desolate 2.0, after the name change, can pick up some steam here against Vortex, who are looking like a really top-tier team in Mercury Conference this season. And yeah, I'll be with you tonight. My name is Escapist, and yeah, we'll see how things roll out for these teams. I think the biggest storyline of the night is that Sindillion on Vortex will be taking on his old namesake team. He played for Desolate, the original Desolate team, about 2.5 seasons in Prophecy Cup, and Desolate has renamed itself now to Desolate 2.0 because they brought on a few of the old Desolate members from the original team in Karaoke Machine and Blame My Support, who will be playing top lane and AD carry for this Desolate 2.0 squad. And we'll see how the old sort of teammates play versus one another. They'll be obviously in different lanes to start off the game, but even though they aren't going head-to-head in the lane matchups, they'll still be going head-to-head in the the mid-game transition, the team fights, and all sorts of good action. And obviously, I think a big matchup to highlight this time around is going to be the top lane. We have Karama playing as the top laner for Vortex this time around. He has quite a bit of experience in Prophecy Cup. Usually he plays mid lane, but seems to have taken a liking to top lane now, as well as Vortex needing a top laner for this season, and he fits the bill perfectly because he fits in the point structure. And we'll see how he can go against Karaoke Machine, as we know him, recently name changing to Chosen Vlasimer, which I guess I'll just call him Chosen for tonight. But here we go. We're going to get this pick band started. We're going to get a couple bands going here. We're going to get Nunu band away, as well as Silas. So we'll see what's in store now. A second jungle band now being taken by Desolate 2.0, and a Cassiopeia, always a great band for the red side, taken away from the blue side and denying it them the chance to first pick it. And hopefully that announcement's gonna pop in the Discord as well, get some additional viewers in here. I think that will probably rein in a lot of people. Lissandra being banned now by Desolate 2.0. So taking that pick away from either Karama or Sindillion, which can be flexed, and we're gonna get top lane pick here. Urgot picked up for Chosen. Obviously could be flexed into the mid lane, but likely going to see Chosen take that one up. And Vladimir was banned away by Vortex, so they won't have that pick available to them either if they want to respond to the Urgot pick right away, or if they want to wait an additional round. Braum, a really good pick, actually. I think I really like the Braum pick into Urgot because the extra CC that Braum can provide versus an Urgot is really, really nice. If they can get the knock up and the stun down on him, then it really problematizes Urgot's ability to do anything in the team fights, and it's going to limit his amount of tankiness and damage because he's just going to be spending so much time CC'd. It also will probably force Urgot to build Mercury treads, but at the same time, Vortex locking in Scion here means that Urgot's going to have a pretty nice lane matchup. Scion should be able to play well enough to not get killed in the lane, because his ultimate will be able to cancel the Fear Beyond Death execute damage from Urgot. But still, it's a nice farming lane for Urgot. Be very comfortable up there, just slowly outscaling the Scion. And obviously, we see this matchup so much. We see the struggle between the Scion trying to get team fights engaged and forcing Urgot away from his 1v1 positioning in the top lane. Trying to get the most out of the Scion pick that you possibly can, while still likely losing that side lane matchup. And actually, Karthus is going to be picked up here for Desolate 2.0. You know, kind of the Mimi champion that is so overpowered that it can get Golden Guardians their first few victories in LCS. Obviously, super strong if it gets to the late game. Essentially, can do half 80 carry or mid laner's health bar as soon as Karthus gets a bunch of items. And yeah, we'll see how Desolate 2.0 utilize it this time. Probably going to be going in the jungle like it's normally been used so far this season. Yeah. Pretty funny that some of those tweets, one of them from LS, who said that Karthus is so broken that Golden Guardians could get their first victory. But anyway, 80 carry is also being picked up now, so we got that to think about as well. Caitlyn actually, I think, is such a good pick at this level of play, where you can constantly shove in the Ezreal or whatever champion, really. If you can get that shove early on with Caitlyn, then you can chip down the outer turret in lane super fast, get those turret plating procs, which give you an additional 160 gold, spread evenly around those in the vicinity. So definitely, I like the Caitlyn pick, and I think it's kind of an underrated pick at the moment. We'll see though. We'll see if we get to see some Ashe this series, because I think Ashe is in a pretty good spot as well. But obviously these two 80 carries, preferring that kind of less utility role, more damage kind of sources that they provide their team. Dismantle is a large portion of Vortex's damage each series, so they definitely rely on him to keep pumping out a bunch of damage. He's going to be able to do that with the Ezreal pick for sure, and couple that with the Ivern, he's going to have that much more protection as he transitions into the mid game and the late game. Pretty nice pick for Vortex too, because it's going to allow them the ability to do a lot of interesting jungle paths. Obviously, with Ivern's passive, where he can prep the jungle camps and smite them away if he wants to take them immediately, or come back to them and see if he gets any counter jungling off of the Karthus early, because Karthus is not a champion that does very well against champions that like to counter jungle. So we'll see. That's going to be an interesting matchup to watch for sure. The jungle matchup, I think. But anyway, oh, very, very strange last few picks here. We're actually going to see a Zoe in the mid lane taking on that Rise. So Sandillian's going to hop on a champion that can carry in its own right, really. And he can be a terror in himself with those sleepy trouble bubbles. You know, I had some conversations with Sandillian when I used to coach Desolate, and he was still on the team, about Zoe and how to use it. So I think I have a lot of confidence in seeing Sandillian on this champion. he knows what Zoe can do, and he knows in what situations she's good, and I guess this is one of those that he likes into the Rise. Obviously, a ton of damage potential, a ton of outplay potential from Zoe with the summoner spells that she can pick up off the ground. But really what Vortex thrives on is a control kind of style of play, and this sort of pseudo protect the poke comp is really what I think suits them in sort of stylistically wise. Grabbing that vision, setting up those sleepy trouble bubbles, looking for the additional damage that they can poke onto the opponents in order to grab additional space on the map and use it to grab neutral objectives in the mid game and hopefully snowball the game out of control. But again, man, the top lane matchup for Desolate 2.0 I really like, because Urgot can obviously assert his control over the Scion as time goes on, and when he gets that Black Cleaver, he should be doing some real good work. So really interesting dynamic here, where we're going to see what is essentially a scaling comp from Desolate 2.0 with that huge side lane presence versus this kind of control, sort of protect the poke comp coming out from Vortex. Yo, welcome guys, welcome. Yeah, so we got about a minute now. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in chat. Who's going to come out on top in this game one? What sorts of picks do you guys like from this? Yeah, what sort of intel do you guys have, if any of you are scrimming these teams? I definitely would love to know. And I mean, we could talk about bot lane too. We got a pretty interesting lane matchup there, where Exuberant's going to be hopping on the Soraka. We don't see that very often. Soraka's actually taking barrier, it looks like, this time around, which I haven't seen before. So it almost looks like maybe Soraka's gonna... I mean, I would expect Soraka to go really aggressive with that sort of a build. But at the same time, it's kind of nice you take the barrier, because you can cancel out the ignite damage from the Braum. Obviously, she'll be the ignite target because she's going to have that self-healing from her Q spam, and she's likely to be the squishier member on the bot side compared to Caitlyn. So we'll see if Dismantle and Alaskan Bullworm can take down Exuberant in lane, or if Blame My Sport and Exuberant can win that poke battle and constantly shove in the Ezreal and Braum. Oh, okay, barrier is normal. Yeah, I could see that being really good for sure. I would also, I mean, I think there's a good argument for taking ignite here as well, but barrier gonna give you more safety, gonna protect you against a potential all-in from the Ezreal and Braum, and also gonna give you an additional defensive summoner spell in case they get into a tough spot, because Soraka, obviously, she packs quite a bit of damage as it is in the laning phase. So Exuberant not wanting to hop on any more damage with the ignite. So thoughts are Karthus will carry. Oh, no excuse, Karthus will carry. Alrighty, well, here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Desolate 2.0 taking on Vortex in this game one of the best of 3 series. And we are in week 4 now of Prophecy Cup Season 7. And so as we start getting into the sort of middle part of the season, we're going to see the dynamics changing of what these games mean to each team, and I think this is for sure
30 seconds until minions spawn.
still a really, really important game for both teams. Vortex is fighting for a better seeding in the playoffs, and Desolate 2.0 is still looking for their first victory. So obviously meaning different things for both of the teams, but should be a fun matchup for sure.
Minions have spawned.
And Vortex kind of wandering into the bot lane try. They're not being able to find anything. They were spotted on a nice ward that I believe Blame Eye's support placed, and oh, we're gonna get our first ward kill by Chosen there. And both junglers starting on the bot side of their jungle camps here, but we are gonna see Loker begin to prep his camps with the wolf start, which is standard, as it allows you to do those preps a little bit quicker. You don't have to go back and forth as much, and you can get down to that bot lane Skull Crab. It's not really going to allow him to take any enemy camps away at the moment, unless he wants to go for the Krugs, but I don't know if that's really worth it at this point. Oh, Exuberant taking a little bit of extra poke damage there. But Dismantle is already down to about 200 health. Wow, he even takes some extra damage from the Peacemaker there. And level 2 is going to be acquired by Desolate 2.0 first, but quickly responded by Dismantle and Elastic Bullworm. Nice damage coming out from Exuberant so far. And it looks like Desolate 2.0's bot lane has managed to get that early push off, which is what they're looking for. Chosen also gonna be ahead in XP at this point as he pushes in his lane. Nice Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing there from Sindillion. He's gonna get some extra damage onto Feist in the mid lane. And Karth is actually creeping up in the top lane here. He's looking for Ivern if he can find him. He can't quite yet, as Loker is doing his Raptors here. Just kind of waiting for that camp to finish charging up. Laskin Bullworm gonna dodge out of the way of the silence there from Exuberant. It's gonna cost him a little bit of extra damage, but he should be able to heal back up with that Biscuit and that health bots. So far, everything going pretty much as expected. Feist getting some nice damage there. Overload onto Sindillion. But Sindillion's going to force him back, and that's going to be Feist recalling for what should be a tier. He did start the Ruby Crystal, so he should be able to complete that already. Exuberant in the bot lane taking an extra turret shot, but he's going to be able to heal that up off of that nicely landed Q, which is Starcall. You know, I'm learning a little bit here what the ability names are still, so it's always nice to add some champion abilities to my lexicon. Moby Boot's going to be picked up for the Ivern, so Loker's going to be getting around the map that much faster. And it looks like he's actually pathing into the bot lane here, maybe to acquire some vision for his bot side. Maybe he's even going to look for a gank here. He's going to hit that Scryer's Orb, so enemy team Desolate should know that Ivern is in the bot side here, and they're going to call Karthus in just to maybe get a counter gank possibly if Ivern does decide to wander down here, but Ivern has decided to go back to his wolf camp. Exuberant taken quite low here. He's going to be taken down to about 200 health. Karthus walking into the bot lane here. He's going to get the slow down onto Alaskan Bullworm, but Karthus not really able to close the gap in any sort of way. He's certainly not a Xin Zhao. Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing onto Feist here. He's going to get the shield. But Sindillion looking for the kill here as Loker comes in the mid lane. And they're going to force Feist to flash away there. So definitely. Ooh, nice flash in from Sindillion. He's gonna get the first blood there with that excellent. What is the ability? Paddle Star. That's what it's called. Excellent Paddle Star. And it's gonna force No Excuse to try to hold on to the mid lane turret here. We get some CS. Oh wow, I think he's dead. Oh, he has 3 health. Oh, No Excuse getting a little bit lucky there. Taken down to 3 health after the Trouble Bubble and Paddle Star land. And I believe that was Scorch as well. Or okay, it was Corrupting Pot, burn damage that was proccing onto him as well. But anyway, just gonna be a pause in the action here. Take a look at the goal difference now. We have Vortex up by about 10k with that first blood being secured in the mid lane. Loker has taken Futures Market on Ivern this time around, so he went into debt a little bit to pick up this next item. But for the most part, pretty even everywhere else besides the mid lane. We have a small CS advantage into the top lane here for Chosen. Both junglers fairly even as well. Loker looking actually for a bit of an invade here. He gets some nice vision down actually. He's pinging for some assistance from Sindillion. We'll see if they get this pick onto Karthus now. Daisy's going to come out for Loker. He's going to get that root down onto No Excuse and force him away from his camps here. Going to force that flash as well. Sleepy Trouble Bubble would have hit otherwise. So definitely a small victory for the jungle mid lane of Vortex there. As Kurama comes down to assist as well. So, Desolate 2.0, I'm not going to drop a single series all season. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. They're looking a little bit... I mean, they're behind here, but they still have their scaling. I don't know if the synergy is already there though. It doesn't look like they quite have the synergy. Oh, Exuberant walking forward here. Oh man, I thought that was Loker, but it is just No Excuse on the Karthus. So that's why he was walking forward. And Alaskan Bullworm just gonna clear out some vision in the bot lane river here. Sindillion having knocked down the only turret plate so far of both sides. Ice gonna be taken low again. His tier is slowly stacking up, but he's only got 170 stacks at the moment. Star Call just barely gonna miss that time, and Soraka actually missing her silence as well. Oh my, No Excuse taking extremely low off the ignite. This is gonna be a dead Sindillion though, as No Excuse does have that ultimate available, and Sindillion just gonna dance around a little bit as the mid lane and jungle trade their lives for one another. Vice, can he catch up to Ivern there? Nope, not quite. Loker's gonna be doing the rest of his camps on the top side. It's been a pretty heavy farm game this time around for the junglers, but they do have 1 kill participation apiece out of the 3 kills that have happened so far. Both AD carries, this time having pretty good item back points. They were able to pick up the items that they wanted. They got the tier and the Sheen for Dismantle and BF Sword for Caitlyn, so everything's going quite well for the bot side here, and we're going to see both of these AD carries being quite impactful, I think, as time goes on. Dismantle, obviously, in this very defensive sort of control comp is going to have a lot of defensive tools available to him. I think Alaskan Bulwarworm might have to... I mean, he's not going to go down, but Blame My Support does have that ultimate available, so you just have to be careful. He's going to rely on Dismantle to block that if he does get taken down anymore, but he's able to pop a few health potions and is able to heal back up a little bit here. True Shot Barrage actually going to land on Exuberant here. We're going to see the barrier come out, but that's going to be Sindillion on the roam, taking down both Blame My Support and Exuberant, so really well done by him to get down there in time. And Desolate 2.0 was just a little bit too late to react there. So that is going to be a hugely impactful play for Vortex there. And I think they have enough time actually to take down this entire outer turret. That's 2 plates down. They might have to wait a wave actually. Certainly very, very nice play from Sindillion. And during that roam, actually, Ryze was able to pick up a couple of turret plates in the mid lane, so the roam does cost Sindillion a little bit of damage in the mid lane turrets, but definitely worthwhile roam from him. And Dismantle is going to be taken down to about 300 HP off of that Blame My Support ultimate. Oh. Ping from Loker here into the bot lane. Will they try to gank this bot lane again? They're pushed up very far here. Karthus ulting. I guess he was looking for a kill there on a Dismantle, but Loker was there in time with the Guardian proc and the shield from the Ivern as well. Likely was not lethal anyway because Braum did have his Stand Behind Me shield available to him. Pretty calm so far this early game. We've only seen 5 kills. Exuberant, I think Exuberant can actually get the kill here, but he was kiting away from the AD carry there. He certainly could have gotten it if he had Ignite there. That's why I like Ignite on Soraka, but alas. Oh, Sindillion going to get rooted up here. He's going to take a lot of damage from Feist. Going to have to blow that Ignite, and that's going to be Feist actually taking down the huge Zoe there on Sindillion, and it's going to be shutdown goal as well for Feist. Turret plating has fallen now. Feist gets rooted up, but Ivern was not looking to take that extended dive there. Man, look at that. Exuberant coming into the mid lane, gonna heal up his mid laner. Help him. Actually, actually not gonna help him push out the wave, but does give him some extra HP. Blue buff gonna be taken by Loker here. He's gonna be able to give a blue buff over to his mid laner as well. We'll see now if there is a play to take down one of these first turrets, because turret plating has fallen now, so they are ever more fragile with that lack of extra armor and magic resistance that they get from the turret plating. Yeah, I wouldn't say Sindillion is betraying Desolate Org as so much as Desolate has apparently come back here for a little bit. Exuberant taken pretty low here. He doesn't have really any HP sustain available to him, so he's going to have to hit those star calls if he wants to regen that HP. But we're going to see a gank here in the mid lane. Sindelian taking extremely low. Going to get that nice shield from Loker, but Loker's going to be slowed as well. And that's going to be no excuse flashing forward, taking down Sindelian on the Zoe. This should be a second kill as well, as no excuse was there just in time, really, to make a huge impact, even though he was looking for that Rift Herald originally. Oh! Nice ultimate there from Exuberant, gonna save his 80 carry, but he did have heal popped as well. And Blame My Support is gonna have to flash away here. He was just essentially looking for an extra CS wave. Karthus gonna get that ult down. Blame My Support staying alive here, gets that kill with the last auto attack, and Chosen actually just opting to teleport down here as well. We're gonna see Feist coming into the bot lane here. Gonna look for the kill on the Dismantle. Will he flash? Dismantle getting that flash as well, predicting that he'll need it, and Feist gets it with a nice overload. Or a Rune Prison. Anyway, good roam by him, so he's making up ground here in the mid lane now, as we see that he's actually surpassed Sindelian in gold. But Exuberant's pretty caught out here, and we're going to see 3 members of Vortex collapsing onto this lone support, so Exuberant going to fall there, overextending a little bit for Vision on her own on the Soraka. Daisy being popped here, just for the extra damage onto the dragon. But Desolate 2.0 with the shutdown gold that they have received, and you know, sort of the extra kill gold as well, they have managed to retake the lead, which I think that is the first time actually, so their first lead actually for Desolate 2.0 in this game. And it suits them really well actually, because as time goes on, I think we'll start to see them sort of getting online more with these champions that they selected, and it's gonna make the poke battle all that more difficult, as we start to see Soraka being able to heal up any poke that Urgot and Ryze take and whatnot. But Desolate still has to be quite patient here, because they are susceptible to well, I mean, they are susceptible to CC in their front line. They don't really have that front line build up yet. Chosen has that Black Cleaver, but he only has a Glacial Shroud for defensive items. And obviously Karthus and Soraka don't provide a lot of HP. But I think Exuberant's caught here, and he's going to get popped by a Paddle Star. So Sindelian getting that kill there, and shutdown gold going over to Dismantle. That lack of a front line and the pick potential from Vortex is coming into play now, so we'll see what they can do. Their comp definitely has the advantage now, and it's going to be a while before we see B-sided Desolate 2.0 really coming online, even though they do have pretty even gold right now. Mid lane likely to fall here. There's nothing Feist can really do about that. He's all alone. But Chosen is slowly chipping away at the bot lane and trying to get some pressure down. There's not a lot that Vortex can really do to prevent this split push pressure from Chosen, but I guess you know, they could just wait for Chosen to leave his lane, but Chosen should really be trying to look for these 1v1s in the side lane, I think, and Caitlyn doing a good job here of just kind of occupying her time. Blame My Support, I should say, getting some damage out on this turret here while nothing's really happening, so he might as well go up there and get some damage. So I like that. And it's going to force Sion to come up here and collect what remains of this wave. Really doesn't get any CS there, so never mind. Just some XP for him. We're going to look at the vision as well for both sides. This is what you see from Vortex now. Not a lot of vision from Vortex, I would say. It's kind of I mean, they still have to send out Alaskan Bullworm to get that extra vision, which they desperately need. They really do need it, because that's how they're going to be able to make this game work a little bit harder for them. Make some picks, potentially catch out Karthus in his own jungle. And on the blue side, this is what you see from Desolate 2.0. Again, not a lot of vision. There's not a lot of vision, really, tools available for both sides. Just the support items from both supports. So not really a lot of control ward usage. And look at that, like the only control ward that Desolate 2.0 has on the board is going to be taken away right away. And you can see, right, like the difference that just the past minute has made on the vision. Look at Alaskan Bullworm has placed down 3 of his wards, and this is going to allow them to start up the Baron now. Missing pings now coming out from Desolate 2.0. They know that something's up, but Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing onto Exuberant here. It's going to be a one-shot from Sindillion, and this will allow them to potentially do this Baron. No excuses in the bot lane for some reason. I don't really understand what happened there. And he's going to fall, and that's the smite that's going to be taken away from Desolate 2.0. Sindillion looking for another kill onto Feist here. Feist walking forward, actually minimizing the star paddle damage there. But that's going to be Vortex picking up Baron, even though Feist was able to shut down Sindillion in the side wave. Chosen trying to get in here. Blame my support. Might be caught out here. Oh, flash in from Kurama trying to look for the kill on the Feist there. Was not able to get it. Nice ultimate to save 2 members there from Feist. From Desolate 2.0. And we're going to see actually a dragon being spawned now. It's going to be that Mountain Drake. And likely going to be picked up here by Vortex, who just got that Baron buff onto 3 of their members. Actually 4 of their members now, so everyone on Vortex has the Baron buff besides Sindillion. And they're currently sitting at a 3k gold lead. So things are going well for Vortex at the moment. And we're going to get that really well synchronized recall from Vortex in the Ivern bush. Ivern going to pop the Rift Herald, should go down. Oh, it's actually going to go down top lane. That was not where they wanted it to go. So that one accidentally gonna go down top lane instead. I think they wanted it in mid lane, but Scion will be able to shepherd it in the top side. So even though it was probably an accident, I think it's actually gonna work out anyway. Karthus gonna get picked off there. Another Sleepy Trouble Bubble landing with a nice blue trinket spotting out the Karthus there from. Blue trinket actually was placed by Dismantle, so Dismantle gets the you know, vision. He gets the vision support there. Vision assist, I should say. We're gonna see all 5 members from Vortex coming into the top lane here with the Rift Herald. We're gonna get a nice charge off. They should be able to get one more charge off as well. Kurama actually going forward, knocks up Chosen here. Exuberant pops the Soraka ult to try to save his Urgot, but that's gonna cost him his life as well, as he was caught out. And this is Vortex just running all over Desolate 2.0 at the moment. That's an inhib turret falling for them. Shelly is still alive here. Is going to get a charge off onto this Nexus turret as well. So we could see a couple of Nexus turrets falling here, as only 3 members of Desolate 2.0 are alive. And I think that might actually be game here. Zoe is doing so much damage to these turrets along with Dismantle. And there's nothing that Desolate 2.0 can really do to get in here. There's just too big of a front line for Vortex. And that's going to be Vortex getting onto the Nexus here now. Feist trying to do so much from the backline, but Vortex is still just hitting the Nexus here, and that's going to be game 1 going over to them. Well played by them. Finish that one out in really, really quick time. 24 minutes. They just totally pub stomped them there in the closing few minutes after they got Baron. So GG's. That's game 1 going over to the Vortex, and we're going to take a little bit of a break now, but we can show you the damage graphs as well. Yo, what's up, Susu? We got some nice little damage graphs coming on here. Huge damage coming out from Sindillion, and Dismantle as well. Picks up a nice second place on the damage graphs, but obviously we always expect that mid laner to get the majority of the damage in such a quick game. It's only 24 minutes long, so we'll see if Desolate can pick it back up in game 2. We'll take a little bit of a break as we get into that next game.
You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Alright, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into pick ban here for game 2 of this best of 3 series, with Vortex taking that first game from Desolate 2.0 in 24 minutes. We're seeing that Silas ban and the Nunu ban being repeated, same as last game. We'll see if Desolate 2.0 decides to change up the bans here. We're going to see Vladimir as well being taken away from Chosen, and Cassiopeia obviously still available. See if Desolate 2.0 decide to take that away. I can't remember what their third ban was last game, but they're going to have to change up the bans here if they want to take away Cassiopeia, and Lysandra being taken away, so they're going to keep that the same. Leave us hanging here a little bit if the Cassiopeia is going to be left up or not. I would assume that it's going to be taken off the table. But at the same time, Desolate 2.0 have to think about the Zoe as well, and what they're going to want to do against a potential Zoe pick, as Sindillion was able to do a lot of work with that champion. Not necessarily the problem from last game, but I think it certainly presented a problem. I think they can play around with it a little bit. We'll see here. And Nami being taken off the table by Vortex as their third ban essentially this time is opened up on the blue side, as they aren't required to ban that Cassiopeia anymore. So Cassiopeia being left open this time in exchange of Zoe means that Vortex is going to take that first. And we'll see if Urgot is taken here for Chosen, as that is available for him. And unfortunately, Chosen in that matchup, he wasn't really able to get anything rolling. I would have liked to seen him playing a little bit more aggressively, which is a rare thing for me to say. I think in general, Chosen tends to play overly aggressive, but he's toned down that a bit the past season, or season and a half that he's been in the league. He used to play extremely aggressive and get caught out and punished for it a lot of the time, but the meta nowadays, I think, doesn't really favor much jungle pressure in topside. And last game especially, there wasn't hardly any jungle proximity in topside, and Chosen was not able to do anything even given that sort of circumstance. Orianna and Kai'Sa going to be the picks for Desolate 2.0 this time on red side. So a completely different sort of idea here from them. But it still seems to be a laning focus now instead of a scaling focus. I expect them I expect that Desolate 2.0 will certainly look for a more aggressive jungle pick this time. Especially since they were sort of reliant that last game to scale as much as possible, and it didn't really work out for them because Vortex was just able to take advantage of their early game lead and their compositional advantage in the mid game. And Sivir going to be picked up here now, so there's going to be a Sivir Kai'Sa matchup in the bot side. Braum is sort of Alaskan Bullworm, aka Sharkbait's champion of choice, so he is sitting comfortable on that champion as well. And it looks like Morgana's going to be the potential pick here. It's going to be a nice addition to the Desolate 2.0 comp. Soraka, not quite working out for them last game. Although I do really appreciate seeing a Soraka pick in Proxy Cup because we don't see that very often, so it was nice to see a new pick in the support role. Ivern being taken away from Loker now as well. I personally don't think it had that big of a impact on the game, but at the same time, he did have some nice shields and redemption casts that saved his teammates. And in response, the Karthus is going to be taken away, as Loker can no longer shield his allies from the undodgeable damage that is Karthus. Okay, Sion going to be taken off the table now. Urgot as well in response, so we're going to get completely new jungle top matchups for this game, which is definitely refreshing. I expect the jungle to be picked up here for Desolate 2.0. I would really like to see something like a Xin Zhao or something aggressive. Even a Jarvan. Yeah, just give it to me after last game. Just farm jungles. This time we're going to see some more action, hopefully. And yeah, thank God we're not going to see Urgot versus Sion again in the top lane. We're going to get something fresh. I mean, hell, give me a Teemo. I would take that. Even a Zillion at this point. Let's do it. Xin Zhao now being picked up by Vortex. That's the pick that I think that I would have liked to seen Desolate 2.0 pick up, but that means that one of those sort of top tier skirmishing melee 80 give it everything jungle champions is going to be picked up for Vortex. So I definitely like their comp right now. They have a lot of synergy with the Braum and the Xin Zhao. And what Shen or Trundle was the pick? I okay. I think there needs to be some studying. Prophecy Cup top laners need to do a little bit of studying of this meta, because I don't think Shen or Trundle is going to be a very good pick in this situation. Really, any situation. I would love to see these carry top laners taken over now. Jack's going to be picked up by Chosen. I love that. Obviously, not a great matchup into the Shen, but I mean, maybe. I mean, what can you pick into the Shen? That's going to be a great matchup anyway. But I don't know. I don't see the Shen as really being too helpful here for Vortex. It's kind of just a survivor lane. Jax is going to eventually be able to steamroll the Shen. If not in lane, then once he gets his Triforce. But it's gonna be on the junglers this time around. Let's see how much Loker and No Excuse can do to pressure this map. What these ganks are gonna look like. And yeah, Desolate 2.0 not gonna drop a single series all season. Your prediction is still in the running, but it's not looking too good. Yeah, definitely going to be exciting to see how these junglers path and what sort of ganks they are able to get off. Early vision with the trinkets going to be really important. I personally really love these games where the early game pathing is really important, and the strategy in terms of level 1 is really intriguing as well, because both sides actually have abilities that favor invades. If Shen takes his taunt level 1, or if he just doesn't take an ability before an invade starts, Shen can possibly get a taunt off and find a pick. And obviously Braum with the concussive blows can look for a nice cheeky stun onto a target and maybe get a level 1 first blood. And on Desolate 2.0 side, obviously that the binding from Morgana can also serve as a way of grabbing first blood for their side. And again, Jax can level his E first level and maybe get a flash E as well to follow up on a Morgana binding. We'll see if either team elects to look for an invade. And really what they're going to be fighting over is vision. At the very least, it's not just going to be about finding the first blood. It's going to be also looking for vision as well. So see what the strategies are like. And we just got 50 seconds now before we get to take a look at what runes each side has taken, or at least what keystones and what secondaries. In terms of summoner spells, we have pretty standard things in the bot lane. There is a slight discrepancy between the mid laners though, with Feist taking the heal and Cassiopeia taking the barrier. And yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with either of those decisions. Orianna knows that Cassiopeia isn't going to take that ignite, so she can freely take the heal. And Cassiopeia doesn't really need a speed buff, so taking the barrier is a little bit more advantageous for her. She also doesn't need the cleanse because it's not going to be able to cleanse much of anything versus a Jarvan and a Orianna. And here we get to look at the lovely new upgraded loading screen. Gonna have to fix the Desolate is going to be on the red side this time, so I'm going to quickly fix the overlay. Alright, guys. Overlay is all fixed now. We got Vortex on blue side for game 2 and Desolate 2.0 on the red side. And nothing really too exciting. Nothing really exciting. Here, let me turn off this. Almost clicked exit game there, whoops. Alright, that's better. So, nothing exciting really from either side. This level 1 just gonna be a nice 5-point from both sides. They're covering all their entrances, making sure no one can get deep vision. Karama not quite able to get that ward kill. So he's going to be seen on this vision here, but really that ward is just to prevent any invades that might come out late on their buff. It's also going to, because Jarvan was spotted there warding that bush, it's going to tell Vortex that they likely are going to see Jarvan starting that red buff, so they should know that he's starting the red buff. And Jarvan's looking for an early gank here in the mid lane. He's going to be pinged out by Vortex though, so they did manage to spot him, I think, on that Pixel Brush ward, which hadn't timed out yet. So I'm not sure when that was placed exactly. Yeah, he is spotted out, as you can see. Nice ward there. Actually going to get a pause here. Sindillion in the chat says ping is an issue. And the pause is right before a potential top lane gank from Jarvan. So we are going to see a potential vertical jungle here. And if this pause does go longer, might have to blur out the screen here. Not sure how long this pause will take. Nothing really to talk about either. Just pretty much looking at chat now. Yeah, hopefully we can see a week 4 talk show. Or, well, I guess it's kind of past the window for the talk show this week, but week 5 talk show would be definitely nice. And if you're just joining us, guys, this is Vortex versus Desolate 2.0. We're in game 2 right now of the best of 3 series. Vortex taking game 1 in pretty quick fashion. Loker counter jungling now, and no excuse. Was not able to gank the top lane Shen. So it is just going to be a vertical jungling sort of deal going on right now, as both junglers are taking their counterparts blue side, or blue buff, excuse me. Minion advantage actually here somehow for... Oh, Binding actually going to land onto Dismantle. The Ignite gets taken down. Flash forward from Zubert, going to force Dismantle's flash as well. And I don't think he actually had lethal there, but Dismantle, wanting to make sure that he can get out alive, does burn his flash as well. It's going to force him to recall. Xin Zhao actually decided to path all the way up here to kind of defend his blue side jungle. And so it's going to force Jarvan to path back out and away. So very intentional sort of defensive pathing there from Loker to defend his topside camps instead of continuing to counter jungle there. And No Excuse was not able to get that gank off in the mid lane. Oh wow, Sharkbait jumping forward here. He's going to get a concussive blows proc with the help from Dismantle. And that's going to be First Blood going over to Sharkbait. Really nicely done to hop forward there on the minion after he hit the first Q and gets that stand behind me onto the minion and manages to set up a nice kill there for himself with Dismantle's help. And we're not really sure how that got set up, but it looked like they had a pretty sizable minion advantage there in the wave. And as you know, Dismantle had to recall, so somehow he got back into lane in time to shove it out. So really well played by Dismantle to sort of get himself back into this lane without too many repercussions. Obviously, Exuberant did not have his flash available after using it. There's a bit of skirmishing going on here. Top laners. Loker actually looking for the gank onto Chosen. If he does manage to find him, that is a dead Jax, but unfortunately, checking the wrong bush. Taunt actually going to land onto Chosen there. It's going to be him, Loker, taking down Chosen. So, thankfully, Kurama was able to check the correct bush with that Trinket Ward and gets the taunt down. So, Chosen's going to be falling here. But he is able to pick up his Sheen as soon as he gets back into the shop. Dismantle walking forward there, taking the binding with the spell shield. I want to know what Counter-Strike, Empower, and Leap Strike. Okay. Counter-Strike sounding very much like a different esports title, obviously. But there is a Counter-Strike in League of Legends. It's Jax's ability. What do you know? Binding gonna land onto Sharkbait here, but that was a nice slow from Sharkbait landing onto Blame My Support there, and he's gonna be flashing away, even though he did have the Black Shield available, but the slow was just too much, so he was forced away. Chosen looking for an engage onto Kurama. Both top laners are level 6 now. But that was a nice taunt from Kurama to sort of dissuade that extended trade. Kurama just doing it the best he can in this kind of Rags kind of matchup where he's not really got the advantage. Zendilion gonna get ganked here, flash forward, and an EQ combo from No Excuse gonna be flashed away by Centillion. So we're gonna trade Jarvan's flash for Zendilion's flash here. Miasma did hit onto Feist there, so he takes quite a sizable chunk. Cassiopeia has, in fact, maxed the Miasma this time instead of Twin Fangs, which seems to be the new thing, I think, this season. Sindelian does have a sizable mana advantage here, but the lane is in a bad spot. So he is posturing defensively without his flash. Chosen, having been able to force Shen out of the lane, has his nice little lead here so far. Black Binding going to be hit here. We're actually going to see No Excuse coming around the side here. Going to hold on to that flag and drag combo to the last moment there. But it wasn't able to work out for them. There's too much defensive abilities here available for the bot lane of Vortex, and they're actually going to get out of this gank with nearly full health bars, so that gank went quite wrong. Meanwhile, we're going to see Chosen being called back into his base here. Sorry about that, guys. I missed that kill. But Exuberant being taken down there by Dismantle. Get a quick replay for you guys. See exactly what happened here. That was that. Well, we got a little fight here on the top side. Also got one in the mid lane. No Excuse gonna be hopping forward here. Jack's trying to interrupt the Shen ultimate. Not able to. He's gonna force Feist to flash away here. Oh, nice shockwave from him. He's gonna pull in 3 members. Is No Excuse gonna be able to get in time here? Flash come from Sharkbait actually away, kind of into No Excuse there, and he's gonna go down as well. We're getting all sorts of replays, guys. Okay. So it was just essentially Sindelian, or Loker and Kurama flashing in there for extra damage. So both top laners knowing that neither jungler is nearby, so just having their way with things. But eventually Kurama is gonna... Oh, he's actually gonna stay in lane here. Chosen doesn't quite have the health bar to dive him, but we're gonna see No Excuse coming to the top side here. He's gonna run into Loker though. Spotted on this control ward. He doesn't have vision of Loker yet until he sees him there. He's gonna have to flag and drag away, but Loker actually pops him up with a nice E from him. Chosen trying to salvage this now. He's going to be taking Kurama really low, and actually he's going to get finished off himself by Kurama there. So nice, really nice counter gank from Loker there to set up his top laner for that double kill. And jungle and top side here of Vortex working well in tandem. Yeah, and I mean, I would say that this is a go next year as well, but unfortunately, Desolate doesn't really have the luxury of getting a second game here, as this is their second chance, really. But yeah, looking pretty dim now are the chances for Desolate 2.0. as they try to fight back in this game. Oh, come on. Sindillion looking for this gank here in the mid lane. Set up nicely from a nice knockup from Sharkbait on the Braum. Kurama actually feeling really bold here, looking for that taunt onto Chosen as he dashes forward. Not going to find it though. And with Feist dead for the next 10 seconds here, it should be Vortex taking down the mid lane turret. And that is 5 turret plates as well for the mid lane. Exuberant gonna walk over here to blue buff and see that it's being taken. Nothing he can really do though. Loker with a nice body block there, and I think it did manage to go over to Sindillion. Yes, he did manage to get that enemy blue buff. Recalling on a ward here. Dismantle, get a spell shield just in time. It was shopping, but good reactions from him. Huge advantage here in the visions for Vortex this time around. Oh, Dismantle is kiting really nicely here. He's going to get a nice stand united from Kurama this time. Exuberant having to ultimate and pop the hourglass. Is he going to get out here, actually? Dismantle with the heal actually going to force... Oh, wow, but Exuberant was able to get that nice binding onto Dismantle and gets the kill. 1 for 1 there. And what do you know? This is a bit of a game again with that top lane turret falling. The one win condition again is going to be that top lane for Desolate 2.0. We'll see if Jax is able to bust down additional turrets here. We'd like to see that lane swap come out soon enough. As Rift Herald has spawned, I think that it's a huge mistake for Blame My Support to path into the bot side at this moment. But he was kind of already pathing there before the shenanigans went down. Well, not really. He had the ability to path top lane there, but I wasn't able to make that adjustment. And we're going to see Chosen backing here. We'll see if Blame My Support decides to recall as well. He is pushing this lane like he wants to, but Sharkbait says not so fast. He's going to pop him up with a nice stun and knock-up combo there. He's going to just style on him with a bit of a recall animation there, so that's going to kind of screw up the rotations there for Desolate 2.0, as Chosen really wants to go in the bot lane, but he's actually going to go to the top side now, as the bot lane of Desolate 2.0 is not able to go in the top side. Loker being jumped on here, going to be Chosen stunning up Loker, but Loker is able to get out of that situation. No, he's not actually. Nice Petrifying Gaze coming in here. Nice ultimate shockwave from Feist, and that's going to be Jarvan actually taking down that second kill there. So Chosen setting up a nice 2 for nothing there for Desolate 2.0, and he's definitely taken off now. Going to allow them to get this Rift Herald buff. Even on full vision, it's just going to be a huge numbers advantage for them anyway. If we look at the gold differences here, we see a 500 gold advantage in the top lane for Desolate. But they are losing that jungle matchup. They are losing the bot lane and the mid lane matchup as well. So again, like, it's really just coming down here to see what Chosen can do in the top side, if he can really make a big enough impact on the game to sort of make up for the huge deficit that we see across the map. Vision score is still heavily in favor of Vortex here, as that binding just barely missing out from Exuberant. But Exuberant is going to find this control ward. It's just placed a little bit too far forward for Vortex to really defend. Some nice vision being acquired in top side now by Exuberant, but Exuberant is going to face check this bush, and Loker is going to be right there to take him out with that nice combination before being stunned up. Feist feeling pretty confident here in this matchup. Kurama tried to interrupt that Rift Herald there, and it might have cost his life actually. He's not taking quite enough damage though. Oh wow, look at how fast Chosen is auto attacking there. So Jack's ult down now off of that skirmish. But Rift Trail is going to be popped there. Not sure where Chosen's going. Chosen can't really do much, though, to the Shen there, as Shen does have taunt available. Sharkbait trying to do his best to get out of this situation, but Blame My Support is going to flash his, or not flash, but use that ultimate to get into range. Finish off the Braum. So nice pick from Desolate there. They are fighting back still quite well, even with the being down 5k gold at this moment. Exuberant walking forward. Sindillion kiting in the top side here. Shockwave gonna land, but Exuberant's not there to really throw out a binding. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication there from Desolate 2.0, who essentially wasted a Shockwave there. No excuse, gonna be taken out there with superior vision from Vortex. So the face checks and the vision, the lack of vision, are really hurting Desolate 2.0 at the moment. And it's gonna allow Vortex to pick up that Cloud Drake. Chosen is caught in the bot lane here. Can he dodge out this taunt? He's gonna flash away. He gets slowed down by the red buff and the Q there, though. Loker's gonna hop onto him, and then Chosen's gonna hop away. Is he gonna get away? It looks like he is. Doing his best sort of Hishinshin escape there on the Jax. Not that Hishinshin usually escapes, but we see some pretty good moves from Hishinshin every now and then. Ooh, nice. Petrifying Gaze flash combo coming in there, and Twin Fang's gonna finish off Vice. Wow, lots of action going on here at the top side. Blame My Sport's gonna show up just in time to save his support. Didn't even have to burn heal there. Not that he was gonna. But really well responded there from Desolate 2.0. They had the numbers advantage with the collapse going down there, so two for nothing there. But obviously Vice dying in the top side. And yeah, it's gonna be Kaisa picking up that double kill. So Kaisa is able to complete her next components. Looks like she's actually building into, not really sure what she's building into. She has picked up the pickaxe and the recurve bow. We'll see if Kaisa can sort of scale up into this late game now. But we still have to get through this mid game, obviously. Oh, another face check from a dead Exuberant. I couldn't even say it in time. Exuberant just died so quickly there. And these are plays that really have big impacts. Vortex tanking up a bit of turret aggro there, trying to get a little extra damage. They don't really have to rush things though at this point, as Baron has spawned and they have a really superior vision advantage. I'd sort of like to see them look for another pick here. They are going to stack here in this Fnatic brush, which I really like, but Sindillion does show on that control ward. They're going to clear it out. So Jarvan was able to sniff out that potential death brush there and avoids it. But I would like to see, I really would like to see Vortex have, you know, maybe stayed in that side of the jungle. But it looks like they're going to clear out mid wave first and just get a reset off of it. No excuse getting that ultimate down onto Sindillion. The Stand United is going to come in here and help him out though, and that's going to be a 2-for-0 for Vortex. Looks like they're pinging in the mid lane. They're going to stay on the wave, maybe get this mid lane turret. Shen expending teleport there to save his bot lane turret. Oh, Chosen's gonna leap strike onto him, but... Oh wow, does Kurama really want this? No. He's trying to protect that ward there, but he's not gonna be able to. Oh, we're gonna see Baron being started up by Vortex now. Loker helping his support to jump into the pit there. Chosen doesn't have teleport available here. Kurama was trying to stop his recall. Chosen actually taking extremely low here, and that's gonna be Kurama actually on the Shen taking down the Jax with the huge helping hand from Sunfire Cape there. Feist shockwaving just to keep himself alive, but that Black Shield is a little bit too late anyway. He was getting slowed down. So that's going to be another 2 kills going over Vortex. This is pretty much game and series for them now, as No Excuse is the only member left alive for Desolate 2.0. And I think it's likely we'll see a inhib getting taken here, and then likely a small reset for Vortex, as Shen is pathing into the bot side now, and potentially Cloud Drake that can get taken up now. 10k gold advantage now for Vortex. This is definitely spiraling out of control. We'll see if Desolate can at least clear out their vision, or clear out their jungle of the vision that Vortex has acquired. Yeah, I don't blame you guys for calling it quits on this series. It was definitely, I mean, it is definitely a one-sided affair. But I guess we can use the past tense because things are pretty much wrapped up here. Chosen looking for a desperation engage here. He's going to get this stun in the root actually onto Sharkbait. And is this series really fully over yet? If Desolate gets that pick, we'll see. We'll see if Desolate can make some magic happen here. No Excuse topping forward here. Doesn't have the support of his team, and that's going to be Dismantle and Sindillion taking him down. Oh man, No Excuse just not realizing that his team was not really in range to help out there. Chosen looking for a leap strike here with the shockwave, but he's going to have to flash out just as soon as he goes in because Sindillion has flash available, and he's just able to get away from that engage. And that's going to be a nice taunt flash from Shen as well. Going to finish off the mid laner from, or the AD carry there from Desolate 2.0. Flash forward from No Excuse, but he has no defensive items save for Mercury treads, and that's going to be him falling as well. So an ace coming out here to end the game for Vortex, and that's going to be a 2-0 victory for them as well. So really impressive stuff coming out from them. And yeah, that's going to just about do it for me tonight. Thank you all for joining us. I'm gonna go grab some dinner right now, so I don't really have time for an interview, but thank you all very much for joining us in this best of 3 series versus Vortex, Desolate versus Vortex. And yeah, we don't really have a game scheduled or on the schedule for this week yet, but hopefully we'll get a game on the schedule soon. There you guys go. Yeah, GG's guys. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to head off though. I gotta go do some stuff and eat dinner real quick. But thank you guys very much for joining. Yeah, sorry guys. Thanks very much, Karama. GG's, guys. But yeah, definitely keep in touch with the schedule on the Google Doc, and hopefully we'll get a series up there soon. I know that there's likely going to be some late series this week, one happening on Monday, and I think one happening on next Tuesday as well. But definitely stay tuned for that. My name is Escapist, and yeah, I'm going to sign off for now. Have a good night, Prophecy Cup.
And we're flying so close to where we belong. And we're trying to go somewhere new. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. And I know I'm only getting higher till it feels like I can walk through fire. Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gonna move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you.